Nothing in this podcast or on our website should be construed as medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider for your individual nutritional and medical needs. The information presented is based on our research and is strictly that of the author and not necessarily those of any professional group or other individual.
Hi, I'm Sue Becker from Bread Beckers. Welcome to Sue's Healthy Minutes. I'm so excited you've joined me today, and I hope this episode encourages you and allows you to find the answers you have been praying for the health of you and your family. Today on Sue's Healthy Minutes, I want to address yet another myth that has flooded social media and other healthy eating outlets for the past few years. If you regularly scroll through Facebook, you have undoubtedly seen the many advertisements promoted by Dr. Stephen Gundry, author of the book, The Plant Paradox. This book is probably the primary reason for the anti-lectin containing food controversy we have today. Dr. Gundry and now many others make some very bold claims about lectins. He claims that lectins adversely impact your good gut organisms, compromise digestion, promote inflammation, and even boldly claims that lectins are the biggest dietary danger to our health and may even be killing us. Really? He then goes on to boldly promise that eliminating these foods from the diet will result in improved digestion, more energy, less gas and bloating after eating, improved mood and clearer thinking, and even weight loss control. Which should cause us all to ask, is there any scientific basis for these claims? And the answer is absolutely none. In fact, the very lectin-containing foods he wants everyone to eliminate are the very foods that the healthiest and longest living people of the world have consumed throughout history and consume even in abundance still today. What are these foods? Plant-based foods, such as beans, grains, nuts, seeds, and most fruits and vegetables. The very foods we should be eating more of. Lectins are found in a wide variety of both animal and plant foods, and in reality, about 30% of the foods we eat on a daily basis contain lectins. There are certain phytochemicals found in most all plant foods that are often considered by some to be anti-nutrients. These alleged anti-nutrients, and I say alleged, include such compounds as phytates, oxalates, and lectins, and are in reality not always what they seem. So let's dive into the truth about lectins. What are lectins and what are they doing in our food? Lectins are a group of proteins that bind with specific carbohydrates to provide protective and defensive benefits to the growing plant and the food that plant produces. There are thousands of kinds of lectins, and while they don't appear to have any specific nutritional value themselves, they are found in foods of great nutritional benefit. The foods that have the highest lectin content are legumes, such as most beans, lentils, and peanuts, grains, such as wheat, rice, and barley, and nightshade vegetables, such as tomatoes, potatoes, and eggplant. Most of these foods are the mainstay of a healthy diet, particularly the Mediterranean diet, which is often declared as the healthiest of all. So what is the basis for these anti-lectin accusations? It all seems to be based on studies using raw bean flour and isolated lectin extracts which resulted in damage to the lining of the gastrointestinal tract of the animals in the study. But listen to the key words: raw bean flour and lectin extracts. Most foods containing lectins, such as grains and beans, are never eaten raw. The truth is, lectins are virtually destroyed in the processing of these foods, such as with soaking, boiling, as well as germination and fermentation. While there is potential danger if raw or undercooked beans are consumed in large quantities, the truth is that if soaked and cooked properly, such as boiling or pressure cooking, for at least 10 minutes, there's really no potential danger. Beans are soaked and then cooked for an extended time before consuming, which is perfectly adequate to remove most of the lectins. Grains are typically boiled and eaten or ground into flour for bread and baked. The yeast fermentation of bread dough, as well as baking, even in non-yeasted breads, is sufficient to break down the lectins. Foods which are often eaten raw, such as tomatoes, would have to be consumed in massive quantity to pose any sort of threat. One final truth that I want to share today about lectins is that in reality, intense investigation and studies are being done on the potential use of lectins in a therapeutic role. Studies are actually revealing that specific lectins isolated from various foods are showing significant antifungal, anti-tumor, anti-pathogenic, anti-HIV mechanisms, and other immunological properties. These findings are once again proving that with God, there are no mistakes, and what some often consider as anti-nutrients in foods that God created, in reality, play a critical role in promoting our good health and protecting us from various potential health threats. So what is our takeaway today from this truth about lectins? The very foods that contain lectins that are being vilified by Dr. Gundry and others provide critical nutrients and are actually recommended as part of a healthy, well-balanced diet. There is a well-established body of scientific evidence that clearly supports the benefits of a diet rich in whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds, and fresh fruits and vegetables. Foods created by God to nourish our bodies and to be eaten and enjoyed. The health benefits you receive from including these real foods in your diet outweigh any perceived and alleged detrimental health risk of consuming foods with lectins. The truth is that steering clear of foods that contain lectins is absolutely unnecessary and could actually lead to significant nutritional deficiencies. I hope that today's episode of Sue's Healthy Minutes, The Truth About Lectins, has helped to dispel any concerns or even fears you may have about consuming foods that contains lectins. Thank you for listening today. And as always, until next time, this is Sue Becker from Bread Beckers with Sue's Healthy Minutes.
Sue's Healthy Minutes podcast has been a presentation by the Bread Beckers Incorporated, located in Woodstock, Georgia. For more information, store hours, and learning opportunities, visit breadbeckers.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Share this with 2 friends who would benefit from this information, and be sure to join us again next week for more of Sue's Healthy Minutes.